much. I appreciate that. And I only want to put a little asterisk on your introduction. The next chairman of the Democratic State Party will be decided by an election. I've been doing this long enough not to assume the results of an election, particularly one that hasn't been scheduled yet. So I want to be very careful about that. And you know, in talking about the campaign and talking about the party, which I know the town committee in Duxbury and the surrounding communities were hugely important parts of that. And I think that there's so many things when you hear Linda talking about 35 to 55 people a day working in this town. That's a remarkable accomplishment, and I know many of those people are standing around here. And so from the very beginning, I want to, on behalf of Governor Deval Patrick and Lieutenant Governor Tim Murray, say thank you. The work was remarkable, and the results were lifted all of our spirits, and I believe that you and I, every day for each of the next 4 years, will be very, very proud that we played a role in electing Deval Patrick and Tim Murray into the corner office. Those things, those wins, you savor them on election day, you savor them on inauguration day. I hope many of you could participate in one way or another in the different activities around that. But this one in particular, I think we're going to savor in the execution going forward. And I think that the governor is doing, from my estimation, a remarkably good job. I want to just take a couple minutes to talk about a few topics, and then also, Hanley, how are you? Also, congratulations on a great campaign. I want to talk about a couple things, and then I'm very anxious that you can ask any questions or talk about anything that's on your mind. I definitely remember standing in this room with candidate Deval Patrick not that long ago to an overflowing crowd of very enthusiastic and another group of very curious people as to what exactly this guy was about. And so I can't stop talking about, so if you're not interested, you're going to have to survive this with me, the nature of this campaign. And I apologize for running a few minutes late today. I had the opportunity I used to be saying that I spoke tonight at a class at BU, but someone informed me that when you go to a class you lectured. I lectured tonight too. And talked about the campaign. And in this particular course on campaigning and elections, they were in a point of their syllabus and their lesson plan where they were talking about decision making. And how does decision making work in a campaign, and how are the interesting parts of it. And one of the things that I think when I look around this room and see so many experienced campaign organizers, you will understand when I told them that the most important thing about being involved in a political campaign is you have to like making decisions. Literally, you have to get some juice out of literally pulling the trigger and getting the information saying yes or no. And I think that's one of the things that we did in this campaign. That we were able to make some decisions on a day-to-day basis that in the total, not certainly every single one of them, but in total ended up being the right decisions in this campaign. It's not necessary, in my belief, that you are right about each one of the decisions. But it is, if you can go through a day in a campaign like that where you made 50 decisions and 42 of them are okay, you're pretty good. You're just very, very hopeful that the 8 other ones don't hang you out to dry by the next day. But some of the decision making in this campaign was very, very easy to do, because some of the earliest decisions that were made by Deval Patrick as he laid out his candidacy were foundational in allowing us to measure the other circumstances that came up. And I told the kids today that the 2 important decisions every candidate and campaign must make before they start are ones that you've confronted, I know, in your own elections and your own campaigns you've worked on. The decision on why you're running. and what's important about your run. And then the second decision on how you're going to run your campaign.